Gemini season has settled in. What's today? The 24th? 23rd? So we are officially up in here, you know, Gemini season. Thank y'all for stopping by. Don't forget to like the stream. So we're getting ready to get into this New Orleans Voodoo Tarot reading for the Gemini season. So you know this is gonna like it can represent mostly the Gemini sun, okay, but the majority of people have a lot of Gemini in their chart, and I can tell when you do. Hmm. We're just gonna stick to the subject. I'm not gonna go on track, but I can tell, you know what I'm saying, when people be having a rise and when their sun always in Gemini, but when their moon is in Gemini, for sure, I can tell. Okay. And what's the other one? Oh, they're rising. Sorry, see, they were waiting for me to start this reading. The birds around, I can tell when someone's rising star, rising sign is a Gemini as well. So Geminis, they stand out, right? There's so many different reflections and definition that people portray. All signs have equal amounts of whatever you want to say, gray or white or black or white, which represents some form of bias of good or bad. You know what I'm saying? Every sign has that going on for them, just different forms and shape on how to be, on how you're perceived and how you're seen, you know, in this reality. Could be like in the black or white side, or the gray and the red, or yellow and green, whatever. It's a form of saying this is good and this is bad. This is in every sign. So I'm not quite sure where the two faces came from. I really don't care. I've always celebrated and loved my sign because I always love being different. I always love being different. I didn't want to be like those other motherfuckers that was around me. Okay, so I always like to celebrate being a Gemini. Okay, I don't know about any of y'all, especially my family. They're like, oh yeah, Gemini. Oh, you know those Geminis, you know they crazy. And I was like, damn right, I would not want to be like you. Thank you. Anyway, so I always celebrated my weirdness, and I really don't care. But the forces of Gemini really needs to be balanced, okay, because you can definitely go on the deep end. Okay, you can completely take on, I would say, like this clown character. Sometimes, you know, Leos and Gemini, they get along so much well. You know, Leos like to be in a spotlight, and I think that Geminis naturally are in a spotlight because they stand out as being weird. Even if they're quiet, they're still weird, so they're naturally going to attract because they got like this weirdness going on. They got like two sides, right? Or multiple sides. I'm not sure. I don't fucking know. I'm a Gemini, but I know the most important thing is the multiple and multifaceted skills and talents that a Gemini can have. Needs to be grounded. Stick to one thing and finish that. Stick to one thing and finish that, because I think with Geminis, or a lot of air signs, but more specifically with Gemini, is that they have interest here, interest here, interest here. Oh, I'm gonna pay attention to that. Oh, I'm gonna pay attention to that. Oh, you know what I'm saying? And it takes a little bit longer for them to, you know, gain in one skill in one area, because their interests are in so many areas, because they are able to learn very quickly, lightning fast, be very quick learners, very able to adapt, speed of lightning, very quick, because my eye is quicker than anything else. So I give gratitude for that, because the eye, whatever I perceive, it is so fast. So just think about like the thoughts that I receive, you know, from the ethers and from any other Geminis, or if you have your rising sign in Gemini or your moon in Gemini, just know your thoughts are coming so quick from the ethers. These messages are coming so fast, right? I mean, you can collect a lot of information, you can gain a lot of information, a lot of perspective, which can be broad if you are able to ground in one area and master that skill and then move on. Because I'm telling you, Gemini can definitely, I think I naturally have like this walk into a door, window, glass kind of effect, like boom, naturally, like they would say here in America is like the blonde, where they say like the blonde is the stupid like the dumb, like the ditzy kind of person. I think I naturally have that. So, but there's, and I like that is the projection that I give off, because people really don't see like the intellect. Anyway, so what y'all saying? Hey, hey, hey. So it's Saturday, y'all. Thank y'all for hanging out. I just wanted to give like a little spiel of just different avenues of What forms of Gemini? Today actually is my aunt and my cousin's birthday. Their birthdays on the same day. Okay. So we have a little lineup in our family of Geminis, but we have that pair too. You probably do in your family where, you know, your cousins or your aunt or your dad or, you know, your brother or somebody, they share the same birthday. I think those are reflections of twins, you know, that maybe have were around in different type of territory, different time frame, different aspects, you know, at one point in time. And then here they like want to come back, you know, on the same birthday and celebrate, but you know, they're years difference apart, but they are twins in another way. So I got that in my family. My aunt and my cousin, although they are definitely different, but they are definitely different Geminis, and I'm a different Gemini too. They are the end of May Gemini, and I'm like closer to the summer Gemini. Thank you. Anyway, so yeah, they're different. I think they're different in a way. My aunt, she's the colorful one. She's the Skittle, right? She'll have on some pink shoes, green shirt, yellow nail polish. She just gave up her Jerry curl like at 2020. Uh, she finally left the 80s. Okay, you know what I'm saying? She's different. My cousin, he's definitely quiet. He's in the background. He don't fuck with you. You don't know him. Don't look at him. Don't talk to him. If you don't keep up with him and try to have a conversation or get to know him, he really don't fuck with you. Okay, he's like an internal Gemini. But they're both cool. I think he's definitely intelligent, lightning fast speed learner. She is too. My aunt still is learning to this day. At 5 o'clock in the morning, she's studying and reading something. My cousin, he's in the Marines. He's just lightning fast speed with learning. But anyway, so Geminis have their angles. They have their reflections, right? They have their wittiness. They have their like airheadedness, okay, by not sticking and staying focused, right? And I've only been able not to tell a true Gemini before, and that's, I believe, because they have grounded themselves a lot. Where, yeah, only one person so far in my life. I haven't, you know, remembered this whole full lifetime right now at this moment, but so far in this life, I've only been able not to detect a Gemini. One person, one. That's weird. But now I see, because now I know why you talk so fast. Now I know how, you know, your spaces in your voices are like, it sounds like a little bit of anxiety, a little bit, but it's more of like that air signature that's coming through where you're trying to control your breath, but you really can't because the information is like lightning. Pew, pew, pew. Sorry, y'all. Don't forget to thumbs up this video. Let's get into this reading. So this is just going to be a collective reading for the Gemini season, detecting what's going on in the frequency, what's going on in the air, how we will overcome someday. We shall overcome. Anyway, how we will always continue to more and beyond adapt and over adapt to what's going on. Anyway, so we have the New Orleans Voodoo Tarot deck, right? So the Loa, the Orisha up in here. Who else? I don't know. Some primordial forces are in here, but mainly Loa and Orisha are here representing the ancestors, in here representing that God and goddess-like presence, okay? Representing those straightforward roles that are leading us to our actions, to our emotions, to our grounding, and to our personalities, the things that are going on really in real moments and aspects of the collective, the general collective. So let's get into it. Gratitude. I feel like I need an incense. Okay, so I surround myself, right? Is that it? Yeah, that one. And protection from all negative, low vibrational entities, malevolent energies from the aspects of the east, west, north, south, outside of all directional boundary forces. I already made up my own language. I'm just not going to say it right now. I send protection as well to my family, friends, those who love me. They are protected. Gratitude. Thank y'all. Thank y'all for being here. Let's get into this collective reading. So, damn it, mine as well. So this card flipped over. That wasn't even it. What was it? Okay, yeah. So this is the card that came over first. Before I was just about to start jibber jabbering my mouth all over again. So Dr. John says, shut the fuck up, let's go. Let's use these messages and the power of the word right now, right away. We're in this Gemini season, so you know he's the magi, he's a master of the Hugon of all in all rhythmic nations, any all rhythmic formations, tone, anything that deals with listening, anything that deals with obviously speaking, anything that deals with your mind. So right now we have the Magi as the first card, Dr. John as number one. Okay, the next card flipped over. All right, so we have Aida Wado. So I feel like some pressure is on. I know in the other deck though, they say this is like, well, this is the Rainbow Serpent. So in a way, this is definitely like a prosperous, abundant form, like of idea that's going on here. Okay, because this is the Rainbow Serpent goddess, but this is the pure reflection of emotion. This is the pure essence of emotion that's taking place, okay, in the collective right now. So when there's like, just think of like this over, somewhat of overwhelming or this swelling up of emotions where there's like a form of release. This is what this card is saying, okay? So it's like this swelling amount of, it may be burden, maybe not be burden. I don't feel like it is, but like this overwhelming of release of this pressure that's going on right here with these form of motions, right? Because as you see, the serpent goddess, the pressure is on like around the neck. It's all above from the throat all the way up, you know what I'm saying? And it's surrounding her arm, and she's completely covered like the face, right? So where is that connection? Where is like that pressure at within the emotion that needs to be released? Okay. And did y'all also notice that both of these cards are one? Both of these cards, this is the first card that was ever designed, right? Well, I don't know. But this is the first card in the New Orleans Voodoo Tarot card. This is the first number one. And then Aida Wado, okay, being Congo, that's one. So y'all would say that's Ace of Cups, right? Whatever. Okay, and I don't know what y'all say in the other shit, but this is Dr. John, the witch doctor, the Hugon witch doctor. Both of those are one. So we have two number ones in Congo, and I'm gonna say Dr. John's representing the sword, but he represents all with that drum. So tell us more, tell us more. Another number one, okay? Another number one. Oh, okay, so we have some practice of Zen that's coming out. I love seeing this card too in the summertime, right? Because it is perfection of always being on vacation. So let's get into the another ace card, okay? So what is up with this number ace card that's going on right after this Aedo Wado, right? Some pressure, some releasing, right? Where's the pressure at? Damn, all of them have both of their arms at the same time, as above, so below. So this is taking place in the cosmos, and it's taking place within a person as well, individual. So when I get like Oldemir coming on here with this tier, okay, this is the pure form function of the earth, right? So let's imagine when we always have like a Zaka or somebody else that reflects, or voice in this deck that reflects abundance, spiritual abundance, and physical abundance and wealth, right? Here we have the most solidified form. It's telling us that it's starting over, like a new form of wealth, a new form of material gain is on. It's just a new beginning of that, a new business. This is like, okay, someone either collective, either have this pressure release, okay? Whatever this pressure that's going on, it's going to be released through business. It's going to be released through material items, right? After that, because it's like, what is up with her? Now we got Sheila Lo, Sheila Bo Novovo Dani. Okay, she is in this practice of the Zen. She is receiving the elements of the sun. She's receiving the elements of the water at the same time, as they're both interplaying in this fire, in this ether here. And she's just receiving so much. It's like beach motherfucking time, relaxing, receiving so much peace. It's funny because yesterday I saw interview with Method Man. I forget on which channel. I was just in the background, and he was talking about, him being in Wu Tang and blah blah blah, and him knowing Mary J. Blige, and they were talking. I knew they were really wanting to get to Mary J. Blige, so they can have a little perspective on her. And Method Man was like, "Yeah, she's in her Zen mode. She's in her Zen girl mode right now." And I was like, "I know that's right. What you know about that? Okay, I see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil." So I'm not quite really sure where this reading is going to with all these ones. This might mean something to you. Maybe you've been seeing a lot of ones. I know I always do. But I haven't, I've been seeing more 444 for the last 4, 5, 6, 7 days more than I've been seeing ones. I always see ones. So we have the power of the word, the magi being the magician, framing your thoughts in position, okay, in this world, releasing from all pressures, dealing with the great mother here, this Iota Wato form, this great serpent goddess, rainbow serpent goddess. We reflect with her with the rainbow serpent because all of our chakras are lit, all of our chakras are in formation. Ultimately, they're all bright, they're all shiny, meaning that you are in the exact position. Um, um, there's no point of even exaggerating. You're just beyond here, right? Because I feel like this is more of a physical cosmo here. Okay, when you are feeling the pressures and releasing pressures, right, through the serpent rainbow goddess, right? Okay, yeah, it is a whole, I feel like it's a different dimension and level. It's like, it's not that you're moving away from people, because I feel like when people get to a whole other realm, you're kind of moving away from other people, but yet still in this car, it's like you're still reflecting and connecting with other people at the same time, is where that abundance is truly coming from, not being completely disconnected from those around, that needs to connect with you at the same time, right? Because we're dealing with the great mother here. I'm not sure if that made any sense. That's just how it came out, because this really reminds me of June and July, receiving the ultimate peace, the ultimate stake of claiming your peace and safety. There's nothing around that is ever going to, like, because you're so focused on not only your peace, but you're just so focused on what you need to do in your work, in your day-to-day. Like, there's nothing around that's ever just gonna, like, you won't even notice it. Sometimes people distract you intentionally, maybe in the car or outside or in the store and shit. This is the point where you don't even pay attention to it, you don't even notice it at all. You're just so, like, it's beyond being unbothered. It's like you have reached the point where it's like you don't even notice dumb, stupid, dumbass shit. That means that you are out of the so-called human toddler stage of mind thought of the ego, right? Because the ego is always like, oh, you're in my way, oh, you're touching me, oh, you knocking on my door, oh, you calling me, ah, why you gotta come stand next to me, ah, why you gotta pull next to me, you know what I'm saying? The ego always feel like it's bruised, you know what I'm saying? You always want to try to protect your space. And here it's like, I'm way over beyond that, because the space is mine. I create this space. This space is unique. I've developed it. It's me. You know, but here I feel like there's some new business. There's some new materialism that's going on right now. Some new, like a new startup, a new business, it's like a new grounding, some new savings, a new saving or something like that is what Oldemir is saying, right? But they came before the Zen. So whatever this business earthly matter is, right, that this pressure needs to be released through, with Iota Wato, right? Tell me a little bit more. Are we right? Are we on a good track? Are we, you know what I'm saying? Is there anything else? Because we naturally got 3-1. So is there anything else we want to say? Anything else we got here, right? We got the 6. All right, because she is balanced. Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, sorry, I was thinking about the other vessels in here. So yeah, so this is balance, right? This is when it's been formulated and balanced. This Zen, when all of the angles, every aspects like in your reality has been balanced. Okay, is there anything else that we are getting from like this very newness here? I feel like a lot of things are new, but they are new beyond fruitation. The fruitation is in spring. So now, like in summer, is beach weather, is relaxing weather. Okay, so now we have some more swords going up. Anything? Oh my god, that's too many cards. Too many cards. It's like 35 cards. So what's going on with the swords? So, is the collective going to be staring up these swords? Is the collective staring up the swords? There's another number one, y'all. Now, y'all know y'all just saw me flip the card, right? Okay, which I generally always do. Okay, unless there's like 30 cards and I put them back, right? Because they know I only take like 1 through 3 cards. I'm not going to take 55 cards at one time. So, this is another number one. We got Damala Flambeau. Why I want to say Wado? Because Wado has already came out, so now the counterpart is here. So not only did we have the Congo, all right, dealing with the mother serpent goddess, okay. All right, we have Damala Flambeau, okay. The I would say it's a masculine energy, but they're representing the Kundalini energy. So this is the fourth number one. So thank you. They were like, as requested, as requested. Was there anything else that we got on here? And was everything else in alignment? And it definitely is. We're in this new season. We're in this newness. Okay, we're in a new foundation and grounding of building, still with energy, but still relaxing, still. But we're receiving safety here. We're receiving peace in the collective, right? If you have peace within, then you're definitely going to project peace out by what you see. All right, so here still we have like this great attachment to energy, this great source of so much fire. Oh damn, there's like the deluge, right? What? They tripping. Okay. Yeah, funny. Anyway, and delusion. Then they got the Cancer card. Like, yeah, now. So once again, so Damala left Lambo. So the Kundalini energy is rising, continue to rise. But I don't feel like it's going to be this over exuberant. There's so much pulsive energy. I really feel like that Taurus energy that really ushered in. Okay, like Gemini has brought more grounding and abundance from it, just by reflecting on it, just by paying attention to it, just by understanding its beauty and why it is what it is and why it was here. Okay, so we stayed grounded in that spring term, as one would say. Now still we have a lot of forces that's going to get us to this point in this materialism that's going here. I'm gonna flip more cards, right? So we're still using our voice. We're still using our tongue. Okay. This is the most powerful voice and tongue representation that's going on right now with the Geminis. Okay. Dr. John, he's playing that drum. He has attachment to the fire as above, so below. He's using the power of his words, his power of his mind. He's in an awareness. Okay. I don't know how many times I be saying this because this is what we be saying every day. He is a complete awareness in his mind. Okay. He know the projection of it. But not only that, okay, this is the princely like projection of using your sword, right? Now we're on the crossroads with the La Place and Rada using the swords, all right? Not only, okay, we understand that is the Magi, but now we feel like we are more of an influencer, okay? So we know now that we can move. Oh shit! No, I'm just getting these images. That's crazy, because we know that we are the Magi, and we know that we can move, and we know that we are super highly influenced, right? By practicing, by practicing, by practicing. Okay, not running away, being who you are, standing where you are, standing your ground, letting your ego go. Don't be letting people like be coming up in your space and it's like, oh my God, why are you here? Why are you standing next to me? What are you doing over here? Why you gotta do this to me? Why is this happening? Why is this going on? Basically, ultimately, you're letting the ego go. So there's another form that's taking over. That's, you know, that's a little bit stronger because the ego can be cracked, right? The ego can be broken. That's why, you know, the ancestors or whoever y'all call the devil, it was the devil. I know that was the devil. You can't tell me anything. That wasn't the devil. That was the devil. That was the devil. Yeah, that was the devil. Anyway, so however you think like the opposition is that's coming to test you, they're coming to test the ego again and again and again. The ego can be fractured, and the ego is in so many different areas in life and love and relationships and finances, okay? In your foundation, in your childhood, in your adulthood, where you are, it may be cracked and fragile, okay? That's why we're moving away from that, something that is so greater and stronger that cannot be broken. That's why they deal with sex and death so much. Sex and death so much, right? Okay, so let's stay on task. So using in this Gemini season the power of the tongue, we operate in the Magi am operating because that's our first card. But not only that, we want to stay grounded and focused as we are able to influence others in our operation of the power of our tongue, okay? Yeah, I'm starting. Here's a one, right? Here's the second one that came out. E is Oldemir, newness, materialism, new business, okay, a new job, a new form of savings, okay, they're starting something that is new here, okay, in Santeria. This ain't new though. This was the first card. This is what's going on, and it will continue to go on, right? Knowing that you have a voice, knowing that you have a tongue, all right. But the whole practice is being in awareness and grounding, and that's why when I see this, because I know some shit can be stirred up, right, by with you starting some shit. And I know a lot of times Gemini, sometimes they can be talking and starting some shit. They be too curious. They be asking too many motherfucking questions. They talking about, oh, I'm just curious. Oh, I just want to know. Well, what the fuck do you want to know for, Miss Curious? Curious killed the motherfucking cat. You know what I'm saying? So don't be staring up your curiosity by knowing too much shit just because you think you know what the fuck is going on. You really don't motherfucking really know. Like, think you know. Don't be stirring up shit in your mind by making representations of pictures and films and shit that you think you know, right? Don't be stirring it up in your mind. Just let it go. Use your power of your mind, your awareness, okay, to enforce your environment and enforce yourself, okay, and just to expand in positivity in the most highest altitude. Not to be staring at shit, not to be thinking about shit. Oh, this is why this is going on. This is why they're that way. Like analyzing motherfuckers. We know that most probably psychotherapists, analysts, and motherfuckers are Geminis, okay? But you got to know when to cut that off when you are very much magnetic, right? Because you can for sure stir up some bull, stir up some fuck shit. And I'm not saying on the instigator because I know some instigators, right? You tell them some information and they go back and use it against you and tell some other motherfucker just to get back at you. I'm not talking about instigation. I'm just always being curious, wanting to know everybody's business and their operation, and then forming your own speculation based on what you perceive. You know what I'm saying? Because Geminis learn and they grow, they receive information in lightning speed, and then it's like, okay, they go to this one form, like, oh, well, this is why. It's like, well, nobody fucking paid you for that to know, to think that. So quit motherfucking thinking about that. Think of something that is more prosperous for yourself and your environment, because analyzing and all this shit with most of y'all Geminis be doing, analyzing psychobabble, because I know I be doing at nighttime when I be reading, okay, like, how is that helping? Anything, you know what I'm saying? Nobody's paying you to analyze, Gemini, so don't be stirring up some bullshit. The pressure is on, right? We're figuring out again this ace of Congo. Once again, there's 4 aces. There are four number ones in this deck. Okay, so where the pressure is emotionally, where's the pressure? Where do you need to relax? Where do you need to go out? Where do you need to be to like release? What do you need to do to release like this emotional tie to restriction here? There's some kind of like restriction form. All right, through the great mother. The great mother is like, okay, there's a breakthrough. There's always a breakthrough here. There's always a door, right? There's always a Lego. There's always Legba, okay? There's always a door. There's always a form. But there's like some releasing here, but pressure, where is that releasing from? And like I believe I was saying, it was from the ego, the power of the motherfucking son, the goddamn ego, y'all. The father. I say it's the father. Father is the ego. The power of the father, the ego. Wait till we read this book tonight. We're gonna finish up this book tonight though, and then because I'm gonna go check out another one, and we'll get into that next week because we're almost done with that. But anyway, but it's so crazy, it's so crazy, it's so crazy how, you know, the synchronicities and the pairs and things that go together, how they just pair ego and father, and how they just ran with it entirely to be like this force of control, right? And then with the mother, it's supposed to be like the childlike figure now, and it's like so reversed. It's completely reversed, right? Anyway, I can't wait to read this with y'all. I don't know now here because my Gemini side. Sorry, I'm getting off track. It's just about being curious and analyzing. I don't care. I do it when I read. Not other people though. Just when I read anyway. Although I am reading about other people, but see, I don't care. This is paying back to what I like. People paying for me just for opinions on a day-to-day basis. So wait till we get into this book later on. We're going to talk a little bit more about the figurations of the father in control, and the father, and then with the mother. It's more right now, it's more of a releasing. Okay, it's more of the pressure. Where's the releasing? Because how can you reach your next whatever you need to be when you're all puffed up and all angry and mad, and living within the father, the son of, I can't release, I can't relax, I have to go, I have to go. A man's not supposed to cry, right? There's, you stop right there. It's like a big ass block. Okay, that's all I was trying to get to. That's all I was trying to say. Okay, sorry. So once again, we have the attachment to the erotica. This we have Ace and Petro, Dambala La Flambeau. And I say the erotica because it's always this form of change, but in this focus of this change, right, that I'm following, and I'm disciplined, and I'm always heightened in awareness through this change, okay, in this erotica form of change. That's always that you're adapting to, because Geminis are super, super adaptable. Even if they're in the background, like my cousin, like I was talking about earlier, he can adapt to the motherfucking wallpaper. He will adapt to the background. He does not care. He does not look uncomfortable. He'll be like this on his motherfucking phone. Like, don't fuck with him. He's a Gemini. He's like more of a Pisces Gemini. I don't know why. He must have Pisces moon or something. But anyway, he's very comfortable no matter where he is. Even he's like at an all Caucasian church. Okay. Anyway, so sorry if I got off track, but ultimately I really love this card. We're gonna see what else is anything else is gonna play out, y'all. Okay, so this is what happens when the ego is gone, when you relax and you release, when you get away from the socialization of trying to compete. Trying to compete, you know what I'm saying? Not even competing with yourself. This is the form of just, I feel like being at Canyon Beach. I feel like being at Seaside. You know what I'm saying? I feel like being somewhere on the Pacific, hanging out in the water and just relaxing. It is so beautiful, especially if you spend a day at the beach and then you go home, or you go, to your property or however. It is such a beautiful and rejuvenating, relaxing, balancing feeling, just being around so much water for a long, extensive period of time. You go back, it's such the most beautiful experience, y'all. Y'all already know. So just imagine being out here, okay, being attached to all this beautiful energy, and this is the feeling continuously, right? This is what's carrying us through this Gemini season, right? This safety, this protection. Okay, there's no ego. We have the father son here, up here as the ego, but what's more prominent here, what's more bigger, what's more larger, what's being really said? Okay, now she does have attachment to the fire in her hands, right? Interplaying with the water as well, giving that serpent energy is what it looks to me like. Okay, now the serpent has turned into like this glorious figurine water, and it's like just the experience, it is so great. This is the true reflection, okay, where this Gemini season has the collective, right? We have you in safety, we have you in protection, okay? You've paid attention in Taurus season, you have accumulated your balance. That's what they say, abundance and balance and your stability, right? You were paying attention to nature, right? You were paying attention to the interchangeable aspects of the reflections of nature reflecting you, right? This is the summer for y'all. You might be like in North Carolina, Virginia, somewhere by the beach hanging out. If not, this is definitely the energy. Okay, just know that you are safe, that you are protected. Everyone is granted safe in protection when you are grounded. Okay, do we have to know what being grounded is? I know it may be hard, okay, because we all are in different levels and operations in our life. But if you are here, then this is, you know what we're talking about, okay? Because we're not talking to, I can't get off track right now. That's probably more for late night. If it comes back to me again, we'll talk about it late night. Music artist is like, okay. So let's get into a couple more cards, ancestors. Is there anything else we want to say with this new founding beautiful energy that continues to follow us in all this beauty? Y'all, can I say that, like, using your words, using your voice, using your throat is a, like, not only is it life changing, it is like a must. It is a must. It is a must. It is a must. Why you think babies be so happy when they find their voice, when they cry, because they know they can get your attention. They gonna cry, baby. They found their voice, baby. They can't scratch you. They can't pinch you. They can't really throw nothing at you. So they gonna use your voice. So you don't think that there's power in your voice? It is magic. That's why they call it the magi in your voice. So be in awareness, right? In your mind, in awareness by what you say. Sometimes, even me, I've been practicing, sometimes you don't even need to say nothing, and I feel like I get the most response when I do not. Even when I don't pay motherfucker no attention, I'll go into a whole goddamn motherfucking store or somewhere, and I'll look at a goddamn motherfucking person, and all I need to do is just feel the energy and surrounding, and I know that I'm getting more attraction and attention by not even paying attention to people. I'm not even, I can't even look at you. No. I'm looking this way. I'm gonna look at you, boy. I can't even see. I don't want to look at you. Too much energy. I don't want to pick up too much. It's like I don't want to pick up too much. Yo, I don't want, I don't want to pick up your energy. I don't. So I'm gonna go in this whole motherfucking store. I'm not gonna look at one person. But guess what? Who has to? Because we feel your energy and your motion and your behavior when you're next to me, when you're going by me, when you're next out. I can feel it and I know what's going on. So I don't even have to look at a motherfucker, okay? I'm gonna still get more attention and traction when it's like, don't look at me. So, the fuck did that have to do with this card? And just being a magi, and just know how this is the first card that came out, right? The actual first signature, okay, in the Gemini season. We know that Mercury, using your words, your throat chakra is so super heightened right now, and this is letting us all know collectively that you are the magi. Still ground in awareness, because not only are the magi, baby, you are like absolutely practicing your magician magi figuring, I'm saying, within you. Only you would know what that is, right? Because you definitely have to be in awareness, and to get the magi card, not everybody's getting the magi card. You have to be definitely aware of who you are. Yo, I'm not gonna even say what was I watching. What's the name of that show? Shark Tank. I used to really like watching that show, the Shark Tank. So I was out somewhere, right? We turned it on. I'm like, oh, you like this? Oh, yeah, yeah, it's okay. I'm like, yeah, it's all right. You know what I'm saying? It'd be nice if we'll see some other types of shapes of form of people on this show. I'm not going to say what types of shape of form of people I was talking about. Guess what? The next person was that same shape and form that we were talking about, that I had mentioned. The next person that came on Shark Tank was the same shape and form person that we were looking for to be on the Shark Tank. Right after we had just said, oh man, we wish there was this certain type of blah 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 on Shark Tank, and it came up the second for two in a row. So use your power, your words, y'all. I know Mercury is super turned up. Okay, be grounded, stay grounded. Okay, and your reflections, y'all. Don't forget to like the stream. Like the stream. Let's do one card, y'all. Is there anything else that we want to say? All right. For the magi's out there, for the magician, okay? All you need is your cape. That's so funny, because I normally be wearing, okay, it's like 80 degrees though, but I'm like always dressed like it's motherfucking winter, because I don't care. Anyway, so yeah, so when I'm outside, I'll be wearing a long jacket. I promise you, I'm gonna be looking like a cape. I'll be walking around like it's thin, like almost a trench coat, but it's thin like a motherfucking curtain. Anyhow, if it's like chilly enough during the day, I'm gonna wear it, go past my knee, and I like it so much because when I walk, I just let it flap, and it like flap in the background like a motherfucking cape, honey. What you talk about? What you talk about, honey? What you talk about? What the fuck is that? Oh, that's some trash. I gotta get that out of here. So anyway, y'all magicians gonna be wearing y'all capes for this summer, y'all. I'm saying, y'all capes, y'all gonna be carrying y'all wands, y'all walking sticks, y'all wands or something. What are you going to do to represent, your magician, so you don't forget, okay, that you are the magi? You're in a complete awareness of your thoughts, okay, and your environment, your surroundings is creating by the mere thoughts that you're creating, magician. Okay, we have all these ones here, magician, magi. What are you going to do? What are you going to create? What are you going to wear? What are you going to embody? What are you going to write down? I'm pretty much into like carrying things, but I moved away. I'm always carrying crystals, but I feel like I moved away from, other things, from crystals and something else. Something else. I don't know what it is. But like, what is going to be the signature for you to use your voice? Okay, grounding your voice, y'all. What is it going to be? Last card. Got Simbi. Hey, we got Simbi. Why do we get Simbi? Like in that reflection, the mind. We have the magic mind, y'all. I don't know why they gave y'all Simbi as the magic mind, y'all. Okay. So they give y'all Simbi as the magic mind. This is like miscommunication. What was the last card? What? Wow. Hey, miscommunication? Yeah. Yeah, that's weird. Nah, One more card, that's weird. How you gonna give me Simbi that says miscommunicate? Alright. What's Simbi gonna come with all those snakes in her mouth? You can go to my website, Helga. It should be up and running still. See, and this is one of the cards I've been holding on and carrying on and holding on to and carrying on and holding on. That's why it looks like this. Okay, so there we go. So we have the High Priestess, y'all. So whatever I was talking about before, the signature of carrying on and moving on, using the power words and grounding it. Okay, we have more. Okay, this is not no low level magi magician. Look at how bent Marie Laveau is. So carrying on in your High Priestess. When I see this card, I feel a lot of silence. I feel a lot of solidifying internally. I feel a lot of not telling your left and your right hand what's the next move, right? Because the next move is going to be in the air, it's going to be in the ethers, right? It's not going to be by no motherfucking alarm clock, and it's not going to have no set fucking timing on a clock, period. The move is in the air when it's swift and it's quick and it's like move. That's when you move, right? This is beyond doors. This is like going deep into the shadow. So individuals definitely are able to see shadow aspects of people, right? Okay, so much information comes to this card. So this is why it always a little bit throws me off when I see this card in a reading for a collective, right? Especially when we have the Magi here being one, the first card of the major arcana. Then we have Marie Laveau being the second card. So the first thing that's coming to me is silence, deep, dark silence, not letting people know what's going on, your business, okay? Stay in your practice, okay? In your spirituality, whatever that means to you. Okay, is it education, educating yourself? Is it deep meditation? It's so different. Everybody is different. If you have issues with that, then we can help experience that together, because everyone has their own unique practice, right? Even it could be look like somebody else's, but as long as you are focusing on, elevating yourself and expanding yourself, okay, to develop yourself, right, through your own spiritual practices, okay. Mine just so happens to be cards. It so happens to be writing. It's just so happening to be like using my natural ability to practice psychology, okay. Anyway, blah. I hate talking about all my abilities. I don't know why. It just annoys the hell out of me. It reminds me of some Western bullshit, like, look at me and come compete with me, and I don't compete with anyone ever. I don't never needed to, and I never had the thought of wanting to. That's crazy as hell. I never competed for no man, no nothing. They compete for me. So this is like being silent, right, with your practice, with your spiritual practice, right? This is not a door. We're going like deeper. We're going deeper internally in ourselves and building more upon our practices, okay? We're building more upon our talents, all right? But being quiet, man. For instance, I had to get some breaks, right? So I went to the shop I've been going in for years. I walk up in there, I forget. It's all Jehovah Witness watchtowers all everywhere, even on the screen. I'm like, okay, I don't care. I'm nothing. Don't give a fuck. So what? Some people feel a certain type of way or not. Or some people don't pay any attention. I just looked at it like, man, damn, I forgot he was Jehovah Witness. Okay, awesome, but don't care. Getting ready to leave. The price was $444 and it equaled out. And it had like 12 somewhere too. Me, Gemini, sometimes. Talking way too much, expressing way too much out loud. I saw the 444 and I'm like, oh, are you kidding me? Because I'm telling you, like days, it's been 444, and I just so happened to be like, it's 444 on the receipt. He's like, yeah, that is crazy. You got all these fours, right? Equal up to 12. And then it was another price, I think it was in 12 cents, right? And that equaled up to 3, whatever. It all both solidified to 3 on both ends. So he takes it upon himself to look it up on his phone through his reflection of his Jehovah Witness hood. And because I talked to motherfucking, I was saying way too much about just having this attachment to numbers and understanding communication of numbers, saying it out loud to someone who has a whole other spin of perspective of their spirituality. Because what they do in the spiritual realm, in the dark shadows, okay, they have his ego over here. He's trying to tell me over and over that Jehovah is his name. I have uncles and cousins who are Jehovah. I don't give a fuck. Do you think I care? I don't understand why people think that they can convert you. It's so fucking weird. Such a masculine weird thing. So if you see some communications or reflection for you, keep it for you, write it down, which of course I did, but it was just another reminder of shut the fuck up, quit telling everybody your business, especially your specialties in your talent, being able to read information. Not only that, being able to receive information, because not only is the information coming through right through these numbers, I'm calling these numbers through, I'm pulling these numbers through at the same time. It's operating on both fields, the communication, right? Okay, and the communication was through here, because I guess supposedly like the slave house had burnt down. Her day that she transformed is June the 16th. I keep telling y'all the day that Marie Laveau transformed is on June the 16th. So there's a lot going on right now. We're gonna need y'all to keep y'all spirituality in close. Okay, when I go like this, when the ancestors are like this, in the ancestors card in here, like keep it under close. Okay, using your power of your voice, using your power of your tongue to promote your environment, to promote yourself, because you are the magi, you are the magician. Okay, this isn't I'm telling you are, you have to be, that's why it's best to be more quiet until it's time for you not to be, especially wherever you are. Don't be the first person to speak up, to have the last word, to have the middle word. You don't want to have no words. People are going to look to you automatically like, well, damn, they ain't got nothing to say. I wonder are they really saying? That's when people really start taking you seriously, because you're not impulsive, acting, like Aries, like, I gotta do this, I gotta do this. Gemini, okay. Let the forces not unravel your tongue. Okay, stay quiet and be silent. This is like a really strong. So my website is realityimbalance.com, y'all. I am on I think it's Twitter. I don't know, the most. Facebook, Instagram, kinda, TikTok, kinda, but mainly on YouTube. So website is realityimbalance.com. This was like a really strong reading. So pay attention all the way up until June, especially in Juneteenth. You don't think that the ancestors are going to be acting out around quote unquote Juneteenth? You don't think they're going to be jumping on these energies around that time? You don't think they're going to be doing it? Somebody was already telling me earlier that like some hurricanes and things are already stirring up. That's going on. I don't know why they said Bahamas. I'm not sure. I don't even know if it was Bahamas. I think it was somewhere else. But something was like Bahamas, right? It's okay, Marie Laveau. And if you really, 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 really want to get in your bag, okay. That's why we don't say much when this card comes on here, because this is such individually skilled, talent-based type of person, okay? Magi, we can definitely use this as a collective, using the power of the word, because we are magicians here. We talk a lot about using the power of word, our voice, using our throat chakra, okay? We're not allowing fuck shit to happen on around us. We're not allowing to be bullied. We're not, whatever. I don't allow to be bullied. I do know how to ignore, but to be bullied, like someone is like knocking over your, yeah, right, that's not gonna happen. People intentionally do stuff from a distance anyway. So we have a lot of newness here. So congratulations on your new business, on your new savings, on your new material growth that's coming about right here in this Gemini season. All right, you have access to this flow of energy, fire, positive, but grounded, focus energy with Dambalala Flambeau as well. Right, like I said, this is like the personality that's going on, the safety and the peace through Gemini season that we're receiving. Okay, so but this still is one level, is what I see is the serpent, is the aspect of Dambalala Flambeau, right? Ayeto Wedo together, right? They're counterparts, right? So if he's fire and it's a reflection of water here, right? Where's the passion? Right? Where's the passion? Where does that lie? Where's the pressure? Where's the pressure? Okay, mine is just talking continuously about everything on these cards, because every time I look at them, more things just come out. And anyway, I'm not gonna let too much of my Gemini shine, because I tell you, I'm babbling, y'all. I'll be babbling. I will babble. Okay, you don't want to babble to this point where you are too curious, where people really won't really kind of like trust you, because a lot of people don't trust somebody who always got questions, who always want to know something. You too smart. You don't want people to know that you're smart and that you're curious, because most people who are curious are very smart and intelligent, right? But just know that people won't be trusting. They don't like all that smart shit. Okay? Quit trying to sound like you white. No, just kidding. Anyway, my bad. So don't be stirring up your curiosity, forming thought waves and depictions of other people, right? Form thought waves and depictions on yourself for this Gemini season, y'all. Okay? Okay? We come in peace. We come in peace, y'all. We come in peace. Okay? Do we get it? Do we get it? Yep. We got it. We got lots of pairs. We got a lot of pairs for this Gemini season. Continue to pay attention to things that are going to operate in pair systems, okay? Like I said, today is my aunt and it's my cousin's birthday, so they're like twins on a whole other level. They may be like 30 or 40 years apart or something like that, but they were still born on the same birthday. So where is the twin operation in you or in your family? Or where are you going to see like twin aspects? As a matter of fact, I had twin cousins who just graduated from high school. Okay, so where are the twins in your family? Where are the twins? Where are the dual effects that are going on in your life and your family right now? Pay attention to those energies and that access. Before I even woke up this morning, my cousin came to mind, like it was his birthday, but I forgot. I thought it was days before. So before I even turned on my brain box, ancestors were already like, it's your cousin's birthday. And when I got up and started moving around through the group chat message, right, they were all sending happy birthday to him. So where is the dual interplay of the Gemini taking place for you? And pay attention to that. The best way to explain that, I guess, is through an individual reading, or come back to my channel and like I like and like. I love the zen that's transpiring right now. It's getting ready to be hot. Okay, it's getting ready to be definitely very warm. Okay, probably a lot of triple digits. Okay, the ancestors are already kind of cutting up and acting up. They're getting ready to cut a rug. That's Juneteenth getting ready to come about. More years that Juneteenth is celebrated, the more people are aware of it. Because I remember last year, a lot of people were like, well, what? And I was like, oh, yeah, oh, okay, interesting, wow, no judgment, but okay. Some things, I recommend everybody take an African-American motherfucking class, college course or something. So, y'all, I'm going to see y'all later. I'm going to take my behind to the gym. What time is it, y'all? Y'all want to see me at the gym? Bust it up, bust it up, bust it up, bust it up. No, I'm just kidding. Let me stop. But I will turn on the camera at the gym if I get 5 likes. I don't know how many people are on here. I don't even know how many likes. Y'all know I don't look until after. But it won't hurt to my little feelings if you don't want to see me at the gym, because you know I want to see me at the gym and everybody else do too. And all these birds been flying around. Birds are still off the hook and crazy. So if I get more than 5 likes, I'll go live at the gym. If not, I'll see y'all later. We're gonna finish up the last what is the name of that book? Why the hell they say Children of the Corn? That is not the name of the book. It's by Alice Miller. It's called it's about cruelty and child rearing and child development. And yeah, we're going to finish up with his dad, which wasn't a whole lot. We're going to get through his mom and just a little bit of Hitler himself, and then we're done. I'm pretty much done reading that book to y'all. I'm going to get into her other first book that she came out with. Okay, with my little fake ring on, I just be putting it on, You'll be surprised how many people be looking like, black girl, if you want to get more attention, just put on the fake wedding ring on the middle finger or something. All right, y'all. I'll see y'all soon. I hope y'all do like this reading. And please be sure to rewind back to the most important parts about the magicians. Just know if you are here, there's a message that you are the magician, that you are creating your space. So therefore, outside of curiosity, which is great, it's a talent to be curious and intelligent. It's also a great talent to create your own world, to create your own realm, okay, through your mind as well. Be curious more about yourself and the advancement of you. Put more thought into that field. And I hope everybody has a good Gemini season. Yay! Anyway, I'll see y'all soon. I think that was all I was about to say. You know, I'll be having stories for days. I'll just be forgetting about them. I think there was something I was going to say, but it might come up later on, y'all. We'll chill and hang out. Chill and hang out a little later. I'm going to go to the gym, y'all. Y'all know I ain't doing nothing fancy. My name is Shawnee Janelle. My platform is Reality and Balance. So be sure if y'all want a reading, voodoo tarot reading, or words of power reading, realityandbalance.com, y'all. Check out my website. Let me stop. Bye, y'all.